So I was 18 years old, and everything in my body was like always telling me like go surf pipe, go surf pipe.
They're not, oh, right.
Yeah, it's
Speaking
like
to you.
always speaking to me like go. And I was just always like going against it, like no. And then I would find myself just thinking about it all day, and I was just like, why do I keep thinking about this wave? And it started driving me crazy. I was like, oh, I'm going crazy right now. Like, cannot get this wave out of my head. And everybody would come up to me and tell me like, Moana, you're such a good barrel rider. Why don't you just surf pipe? You live like 5 minutes down the road. It's so easy for you. Just go out. And I was just like, oh, so frustrated when everybody would say that. They're like, you're going to be the best woman pipeline surfer there ever was. Like, hurry up and get out there. And I'd be so frustrated and mad hearing that. I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm not going to be that. Like, stop telling me that. And then one day, I couldn't take it any longer. I was just like, oh my, I need to get out there already. Like, this is driving me nuts. I have to go already. So everything in me was just like, get your board and go out. So I got my board and I was going to go out. And then my mom told me like, no, you cannot go out. And
when you're finally about to go out, mom tells you.
And I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? I cannot go out. My mom's never told me I cannot go surfing before. This is the first time. She's like, oh yeah, dad told me last night that it's going to be too big, to surf pipe for you tomorrow, so you cannot go out. And I was like, dad always tells me to go surf pipe. Like, he literally tells me this every time it's breaking. And I always tell him no. Like, why would he say that? And she's like, oh, I don't know. He like just said that the swell is going to be like second reef pipe and you cannot handle. So don't go out. And I was just going crazy all day. And she's like, you have to wait for him to land. He was coming back from LA and he's coming. And I'm like, that's in like 5 hours. Like, the sun's going to be going down already. And she's like, well, too bad. You have to wait. So I had to wait all day. And I was going nuts all day. I was running back and forth. I was like, I was off from school that day, so I had nothing else to do. And all the other waves on the North Shore sucked. I was like, I'm not going to surf over here. When pipe's firing, I just look on my Instagram. I see like barrel after barrel. I see my friends, Makana and Baron, getting barreled. And I was like, oh, like, this is so annoying. Like, inside, I knew I wasn't going to. I obviously knew I wasn't going to catch barrels like that because I never even been out there when it's like that before. But I just wanted to go out. Yeah. And I think because I'm like such a stubborn person sometimes, like, that was the first time someone told me I cannot do something. So it's like when someone tells me you cannot do it, then I'm like, I can. I can do it. Yeah. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I had to wait all the way until my dad came home. And then I called him up as soon as he landed. And I was like, Dad, why did you tell mom I cannot go surfing? You always tell mom I can go surfing. Why would you do that to me today? And he's like, oh, okay, go surf. And I was like, ah. So I quickly got dropped off out at pipe and I grabbed my little board. My board was way too small. Like, I never had a pipe board back then. And then I paddle out as fast as I could from Ehukai, not even from the pipe entrance, because like I said, I overthink everything. So I was like, oh, I don't want anyone to see me.
Try to sneak
so
around.
I snuck around from the backside. I was like, nobody's going to see me over here. And then
you remember that movie, She's the Man?
Yeah.
Put your hair up, disguise yourself as a guy.
Exactly. That's what I would always do, like disguising myself. So I was like all incognito. I like jumped in the water. And the sun was like about to go down. And then I just looked at it and pipe was like, I'd never been out there before when it was like real pipeline, And this was my first time. And I couldn't believe I actually made it out there because it was big. Paddling out the pipe when it's big like that, you usually just get smoked if you don't time it right.
Yeah.
Thankfully, like, I timed it right. I made it. And I was looking from the channel, just watching, like, John Florence, like, the best surfers in the world, like, all out there just dropping into these waves so effortlessly. And just the waves, perfect 10 feet Hawaiian. It looked like a mystical wave. Like, it didn't even look real. Like, it was just so glassy, and it was like the green room with the afternoon glow on the waves, and it was just the most beautiful thing. It was like a painting of a Hawaiian fantasy like barrel. And I just was in awe. I couldn't believe like how beautiful it was out there. And I was watching the boys, and the first thing that came to my mind was like, you're never going to surf like that. Like, there's no way you're going to surf like this. Like, you're not going to catch a wave like that ever. And I was just looking at it like, I wish, like, with all my heart that I could surf like these boys. Like, I wish I could get barreled like this. This looks like the greatest, like, feeling in the world to be able to catch a wave like that. So I waited till it got dark. It was like pitch black. And I'm like, okay, nobody's going to watch me. I'm going in now. So then I like went in. And the next morning I paddled back out. First thing when the sun was still down, I paddled back out. And that's when I caught my first barrel out at Pipe ever. Right before I had to go to school. And from there I was hooked. I was like, oh, I'm going to surf out
addicted,
here.
huh?
And like Pipeline wants me out here now. Like she likes me. She gave me a barrel. Like we're cool. Like she's going to take care of me. She's telling me come back. So I felt like I had the pass now. Like I have the pass. I have the blessing. Like I can go out.